Bussin' with the, always bussin' with the, bussin' with the boys. Bussin' with the, always bussin' with the, bussin' with the boys. We're staying at home, but we're not alone. We're quarantined with the boys.
There he is.
Hello.
There he is.
My favorite white defensive ended shirt besides JJ Watt. So the one of two. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm doing good. I feel like it's a little disrespectful that you came on this podcast not wearing your favorite hat that has to do with our podcast. But I'll tell you what. Let me just real quick. I just would like to say to Mr. Maxx Crosby, I appreciate everything about your game. I appreciate your work ethic. I appreciate your hustle. I appreciate how much you put in and day out to prove that white guys belong in football. All right? I do. Now, that being said, there's no but. There's no but. I respect the shit out of you. I do like having fun with you on social media. And I always want to shout out to all the Raider fans out there. Anytime I come on your stuff, they come absolutely guns blazing. Left and right,
savage, bro.
Everywhere around. I will say that the Raiders don't come near as intense, and I hope they prove me wrong by me saying this. And I hope they just come in so hot at me right now, out of love. Maybe just give a love, maybe a lot of follows to Bussin' with the Boys. But the Bills Mafia, I got into a tangle with them week 4, and it was with some second string guy who was Shaq Lawson. Shaq Lawson. Oh, yeah, hold on.
I remember this. Y'all are about to fight. I remember this.
Well, he was on the fight. I was never going to fight Shaq. I'm not a fighter anymore. I'm 28 years old, and I'm about to have 2 kids. I have 1 kid now, 1 on the way. And if I were to fight and go to jail right now for beating somebody up or getting beat up even worse, like what kind of human? Like I look at my kids and be like, sorry, Dad got a dick measuring competition and couldn't help himself. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So Shaq, I was never going to fight you, even though he'll never watch this. Shout out to Bills Mafia. Shout out to Raiders Nation. And also, Shaq proved me wrong. 1,000% proved me wrong. I called him out. I said he sucked at football, and he turned it around and absolutely crushed it. I think he plays for the Miami Dolphins now.
Yep.
They might turn it around. Who knows?
Yeah, Shaq's the boy. I definitely am a fan of Shaq. I've known him for a couple years.
Hey, I gotta say, I chuckled at the Nacho Libre comeback.
Yeah, what is that?
I laughed at that Nacho Libre comeback. I was like,
it was the first thing that came to mind.
I'm a huge
stash going in the long hair.
I'm a huge Jack Black fan. I take that as a huge compliment.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was aiming for.
You were just kill him with kindness. I love it. But can we talk about that post for a second? I don't even need our guys to even put a picture up of it because I'll just explain it right now. Maxx Crosby, the White Wonder, nickname pending, posts a picture of him, white boy, standing there with the skinniest arms you've ever seen, no tattoos, in high school, to the left, middle poster, in a full stance. In his Eastern Michigan, which is barely D1, still not insulting, just saying what it is. 5 miles away from Ann Arbor. Absolutely love Eastern Michigan. My brother had his high school graduation there. It was beautiful. It was amazing. We had a great time. And then the next photo is you, hands up, tatted piece, just absolutely looking like a savage in the black and gray. It's black and silver. It's not hard to look like a savage in it, but you did an amazing job. And and I have no issue with that picture. However, I had an issue with the caption, and the caption said, "Humble ... We could have ended it there. We could have stopped right there."
No. Hold on. Let me stop you.
Okay,
Don't worry. Hey, Max, you'll get to talk during your segment of Quarantine with the Boys on.
Oh no, it's fine. Before he says this, I don't want him to say anything incorrect. It was humble beast ...
Okay, you're right. Excuse me.
He said,
humble beast ... And I, not knowing vocabulary very well, said that's an oxymoron, which technically it's not an oxymoron, but for my argument, to call yourself a humble person, and then on the next word, not even the next sentence, the next word say, but I'm a beast though. You know what I'm saying?
See,
See
I
what
don't
I'm
take
saying?
it. No, I understand it. I
100%.
understand.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely, but this is the point. It's from a rapper. His album, it was the name of his album. One of my favorite rappers, G Herbo. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Herbo.
Shout out to G Herbo. So his album name is Humble Beast because he's humble, but he's also like that beast comes out. You know what I mean? So that's how I
feel you. Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Taylor, like he played at Michigan. He was a first rounder. He doesn't necessarily know like
Two-time All-American, 3-time All Big Ten, Offensive Player of the Year, 3-time All Big Ten, 3-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All Pro. But here's the deal, though. Talk about humble beginnings. How many offers did you have out of college? How many offers did you have your junior year, Will?
My junior year, 0.
You had 0? How many offers did you have your senior year?
A lot.
Okay.
How many offers you had? A lot. Okay, comp. Let's go.
Okay. So listen.
I peaked my senior year in high school. After that, it's just been downhill.
I'm pretty sure I peaked in high school too, and I hope all the people I went to high school with see this, so they actually can say, yeah, he did. Because I'm just riding the wave of peaking in high school. Max, you're peaking now. You're peaking at the best time. You had one offer, Eastern Michigan.
Time, dude.
No one gave you a chance. All right. And I just basically off that picture of you in high school, I wouldn't have given you a chance. Like, but let me tell you something, bro. When we were playing you 2 weeks before, actually, I'm not gonna get on this tangent. I'm gonna go back real quick. My junior year, I had 0 offers. Will, just
we need
like
Max to talk at some point.
I know, just like you, Will. I had 0 offers.
Zero
Of them. I had 0 offers, and guess what? You and I started in the same place our junior year of high school, Will. Okay, just a matter where we took it.
Yeah,
Max,
no doubt.
Max had 1 offer. He had a harder time out of high school. 4th round pick.
Yeah, hey, but Max, you're finally with the boys, and we got, we can't not bring up the fact that and we're going to give you a minute to explain yourself, but the fact that you have ghosted us a couple times now, especially Taylor, when Taylor called when I was in Oakland, he's like, have you made any friends yet? How you doing out there? I was like, yo, right the first day I walked in, this young, red beard, glowing looking ginger dude. I'm like, yo, who is this savage? He's like, yo, hey, this is Will Cumney. He's got a podcast. Him and his boy Taylor Lewan, they're like famous. I'm thinking like, oh, I mean, we're not famous, but I was hyped to hear that. And I tell Taylor like, hey, one dude stepped up and said he knew about our podcast, and it was you. Yeah. And we've taken our friendship, and it's kind of done this. Remember, we're going to talk about it in a second. I put a little money on Taylor's head. If you beat him, we're going to get into that in a minute. But our relationship's growing. I'm telling Taylor, hey, Max is going to come on the bus here in the offseason. We're trying to plan it out. And you ghosted not once, but twice. And we need you to explain yourself because we dropped a lot of beef with you on social media.
Yeah, I was being attacked. I'm still being attacked. Your guys' fans are very loyal. I've received messages. I've received multiple attacks, but I honestly respect it. I respect it. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. I got a little ahead of myself. I thought I would be available. I was like, yeah, absolutely, because I absolutely wanted to be on the show. But shit was coming up, and I felt horrible, and I didn't want to even tell you that I couldn't go. So I was like, I didn't know what to do. I'm panicking in my head. I'm like, fuck, dude, I told this dude already, and I backed out once, and I was like, he's gonna hate me. I was like, we're gonna have full-blown beef, and then, yeah, I couldn't come back on, but I'm glad we finally can all somewhat meet together and do this. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say.
We're stoked to have you on. Obviously, we have that little bit of history, and I'm glad. Like, what's unfortunate is the fact that we have a podcast and and we're all about being for the boys, and we have this platform where you can be for the boys. You have the hat, you flip it around in interviews, you wear it, and I can only assume what's more important than being on Bussin with the Boys, and it's probably whoever your marketer is. You need to fucking tell them that flying to Nashville and being on the bus needs to be priority number fucking 1, dude.
I respect that.
You have a marketer? You have a manager?
No. Somewhat, yeah. Like a agent, manager kind of thingy.
Think about it, Taylor.
Yeah.
Kelly or Peggy responded today and said Crosby's side said they're passing on Bussin with the Boys. And I'm already thinking in my head like he's coming on today on Zoom.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So whoever's handling this stuff, you need to check them a little bit.
There's slight confusion here and there, so it's all good though. We made this happen. We made this happen.
I get it and full respect it. And Max, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming and apologizing. I mean, I've actually never heard the words "I'm sorry," but thank you for saying you got ahead of yourself. I've been ahead of myself too.
Will, I am so sorry, and
dude,
I apologize.
Taylor, hang on, Taylor. You know that look he just gave right there? How much you can kind of see how much he feels bad?
Yeah.
That look, I've only gotten it one other time.
When was that?
Is when we were at the end of the game, Raiders versus Titans, and he walked over to me. And he goes, "Hey, comp," and kind of tapped me. I was like, "Yeah, what's up, boss? We're down 30-something, 7, whatever the score was at that time."
Yeah.
I let you down, dude. I didn't get a sack on Taylor at all. And I just kind of looked at him and nodded and be like, "Yeah, I'm already aware." And I just walked off. And you just saw the disappointment he had on his face, because that whole week I was like, "Listen, Max, I have one job, one mission for you, bro. How much was it? Like $200-$300 a sack or something like that?"
500.
500. I was putting some money out there. I was like, "Hey, 500.
You put it on my head.
You got to get it on Taylor." And I was like, "I need this more than anything." And they win. I get a ball catched on me. We get dummied. You don't get a sack. Like, it's terrible out there.
It was a bad game. It was 21-21. Things were looking nice. We're like, okay, we're gonna, have another end of the, come down to the end, one of those type of games, and it got out of hand quickly.
It went sideways real quick.
Very quickly.
Hey, boys, I don't know what to say.
This is your time.
I've been called out lately for alphaing people. By Will, by my wife. And,
not by me. Don't say that.
Bit.
You just bring me in the conversation.
A couple things. So let me – whoa, I thought I lost you for a second. A couple things. So let's back up 2 weeks before that game. I think it's 2 or 3 weeks before you guys are playing the Cincinnati Bengals.
I think it was the Jets.
Okay. I'm talking about the Bengals whenever you guys played them.
Okay.
And Crosby goes on an absolute tear and just debos I don't even know my buddy who plays left tackle for the Bengals, but God bless him. All right. Because at the end of the game, he looked defeated. He looked so sad. It was a horrible looking feeling. And the whole entire week, the coaches are like, "This JJ Watt motherfucker acting like thinking he's Mr. Hype guy, blah, blah,
And that's
blah."
definitely Vrabel, by the way. He's mocking Vrabel. That's that Vrabel look. That's everything about Vrabel right there.
Surprisingly enough, it's not Vrabel. But they're going in on you, Max, and how you're this hype train. Like, let's go. Like, guy makes a TFL and thinks he's changing the entire world. And in my head, I'm thinking, good, this guy's got the fucking stuff. All right, he's got the grit. He's got the sauce. He's got the attitude that he says, "I don't give a shit that we're up or down or whatever. If I make a play or if I do something nice, I'm letting everybody around me know." And you know what? I love that. I absolutely love that. And so I'm like kind of getting fired up for the whole thing. And my boy Nate Davis, who I know you guys trained together for Combine, he comes up to me. Nate Davis legit sat down next to me at lunch and goes, "Hey, man, I think you're going to have your hands full with Max." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, why's that?" And he goes, "Well, Max is a stud, man. He talks shit. He's not like you. Like, he talks shit. He doesn't give a fuck. Like starts saying all this stuff," which I was like, good. Like, good, Nate. That's awesome. I love that. Fast forward to the game. You don't say a damn word to me the entire time. Very disappointed in that. Okay, I was very disappointed you didn't say a word at all to me. I even said things to you, like, "You're white, you don't belong in football." I called you a pussy, I think. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't say anything back. I was hoping for some banter, some back and forth between you and me. And it's not like we were up by a lot until the end. You could have said something back. Just wondering where your head was at with all that. And is there anything I did to you that maybe got in your head a little bit? Was there something?
No. So I know I've been watching you since Michigan. So okay. I know how you are. I've seen the Josh Norman, the bow and arrow. I've seen it all. So I'm like,
Bussin' with the boys.
Oh yeah. So I know this guy's gonna be an asshole. So
yeah.
he's going to be an asshole. So what he wants is me to react and be hyper and like get out of my game. So you were starting to say shit and blah, blah, blah. And you really weren't looking at me. Like, you would look at me and kind of say something as you're walking by. And I'm like, I'm not going to feed into it. Like, I started, I had a couple nice plays in the beginning against the run, but I never could get it going during the pass. I couldn't get y'all's offense down. Y'all had the play action rolling. We couldn't stop the run, really. And it was just one of those games where we couldn't get in the rhythm. And like me personally, I wasn't in a good rhythm. And obviously, you were throwing different shit at me. You were jump setting me.
7 different kinds of smoke, dude.
Yeah, you were giving me different shit. So I was like, shit. Like, there's nothing I could really say. Like, I needed to get myself going, and I just couldn't. I couldn't get it going that game.
One thing that does it actually throw you off when I throw different sets at you? Because I think about it all the time. Like, I think about it as like a pitcher. Like, okay, I'm going to do my regular set over and over again, my 2-hand punch. But sometimes switching the hands up, or sometimes like taking a set and then jumping at you, or like hitting you right away. Those things do mess with you in your head.
Yeah, it's not even like most of the time.
You know what? Play. Yeah, I was gonna say I know it sometimes when you say like it messes with your head. Like if someone said that to me, I'd be like, no, it doesn't mess with my head.
No,
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Like, it was, you weren't consistent with one thing. You were giving me different shit. So I was thinking too much a lot. I'm like, all right, he jump sets me this time. I'm like, all right, he's about to jump set me. I'm going to be ready. And so I'm not getting off the ball the same. And then you just bail out, and you would just be waiting for me. So like, I was trying to react off of you, and the DNs are supposed to make the tackle, react to them. So like, you had me out of my rhythm completely. And that's why shit, in every interview, everyone asked like, who was the best tackle? And I was like, Taylor. I was like, he was throwing different shit at me that most 99% of the tackles weren't throwing at me all year. So like, I like that game because I watched it so many times. I'm like, fuck. I was like, this shit is what he's doing right now. I was like, these are the top tier guys and what they do. And I'm trying to, obviously get to that level. So like, seeing the different shit really, really helped me and definitely humbled me for sure.
You definitely
a humble beast, dude.
Oh, humble beast.
Humble beast.
Well, I mean, in 1 year, you've gone from a guy that like they literally drafted a defensive end in the first round, and it's nothing against him. I don't remember his name at this point. And I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. I'm actually just trying to get a thought across. Is you became their number one pass rush guy. You became a dude that like they could rely on. Like, this is a guy that can get things done, is disruptive. Maybe he doesn't have like, maybe not the longest arms or the fastest times or whatever. But you're classic, hardworking white guy, dude. Just gritty, just getting after, dude.
Just blue collar
cat.
Hey, somebody.
But you had 10 sacks. You had 10 sacks and a shitload of TFLs. You had more sacks. I think statistically you did better than Nick Bosa. Are you upset you didn't win Defensive Player of the Year?
No, I knew he was gonna win. For me, I didn't really start getting things going until later in the season. And obviously I was a late, 4th round guy. So Bosa already had the hype coming in, and he's obviously a monster. He's a ball player, and he got to play the whole playoffs on one of the best teams, and he was getting that, exposure all year. And yeah, he was balling out. Like, I'm not mad at all, like, that I didn't win. Like, I'm just, I was just happy I put myself in the discussion. That's all I really cared about.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Bosa's a monster. Josh Allen's a fucking monster. And just being in that conversation is what I want. So yeah, I'm just working to try to be the best version of myself.
Let's fucking.
Well, you keep doing whatever you're doing. You keep doing whatever you're doing, dude, because you're going to be an absolute stud. And I don't want you to think me throwing shit at you has ever been like a disrespectful thing. It's more a respect thing. And the moment I got to know Will, the moment I started shitting on him. So it's because I respect the shit out of you guys.
I love it. I appreciate it.
Taylor, one thing you didn't really hear in his voice, like he's got you got the fucking work ethic with you. But one thing you didn't hear that Taylor was, I know he didn't mean it, but he's sitting there chirping, like as he texts, he's like, hey, you're rookies, man. Because after the first few weeks, I'm like, yo, we got a fuckload of rookies that ball. And Taylor would text me leading up to that game. He's like, hey, that rookie wall looks like it's hitting him. But one thing you don't notice, that boy he didn't really hit that rookie wall. And Max, did you feel that rookie wall at all at any point in the year? And if so, like, how do you feel like you were trying to approach the rookie wall?
No, like I don't know. I didn't feel like my body was breaking down exactly. You know what I mean? I felt like I just wanted to keep stacking up what I was doing, just keep putting, better and better performances on tape. And like, for me, like, I don't know. I feel like it's a mental thing. Like, obviously the season's longer than it is in college. And you obviously put your body through a lot. So like for me, it was just mental. Like I knew what I wanted to do. As a rookie, I wanted to earn my starting spot. And once I got it, I wanted to be productive and just we're trying to help my team win in any way. So like I was just playing my ass off until I knew I was done. Like, I just kept emptying that tank every week. And, I definitely didn't hit a wall. Like there wasn't like a certain point where I was like, oh shit, like I'm not, I'm not feeling the same or anything like that. So, yeah, like I definitely shout out to Raiders strength staff. I feel like they did a good job of keeping us in shape. And, yeah, that's about it.
Beautiful.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't want to keep you too long. There's probably, I was trying to look through all the questions. I tweeted earlier and said that you guys were coming on, and obviously Raider Nation just flocks. You're like the child of Raider Nation, dude. You're like the hot flavor right now. You, and then obviously you got Derek Carr, but
Flamin'
people
hot
love-
Cheeto flavor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But how are you kind of approaching season 2? Like, what's something coming into this year? Now you're quarantined, so you're probably adapting. I know you're training out. Where'd you say, Venice?
Yeah. Well, it's in Encino. It's a training facility. It's somewhat small, but we go to the field and stuff still. Like today, like we did lower body, and we went out to the field and did like resistant running and different stuff like that, with like the parachutes and stuff behind us. So yeah, I'm working at this new place, and Cassius Marsh, the other white boy, DM,
Yeah.
I'm working with him, and Julio's there, and Todd Gurley. There's some players in there, so it's a cool little place out there in LA. So I've definitely been enjoying it.
It sounds like you're not social distancing at all.
Nope.
Not at a high level. Let's just say that.
Before you get off, what's something you're doing? What's something you've identified that you want to improve on going into year 2? Now that I remember these questions.
There's definitely a ton. For me, like flexibility is big. I've been definitely putting an emphasis on that. On being flexible, more flexible, being able to bend better. Definitely upper body strength has never been a strong point of my game. Being muscling people around. So I've definitely been focusing on that and just staying in great shape. Being able to play 4 quarters full speed. So. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I'm definitely working on, and the mental side of it as well. So yeah, I'm just trying to be obviously a better version of myself this year.
I fucking see you. Well, whenever all this stuff clears up, you're gonna have to come on the bus at some point. You're gonna have to freestyle.
I will.
You're gonna have to. You're in debt with us, dude. So we're gonna need you to come. We're gonna need you to come ready when you come on that bus finally.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna be ready, no doubt.
All right,
You're a stud, Max. Thank you so much for coming on, dude. Seriously, thank you.
Appreciate y'all for real. Hell yeah,
I'm excited to play you again someday. I'll probably be old and washed up by then, but we'll see.
I can finally get revenge. Old, shaky knee Taylor.
I can't wait, dude. Maybe 10, 15 years down the road, you'll get me. I can't wait.
All right, bro. I'll see you.
Appreciate you, Max.
See ya.